A major economic and political showdown unfolded in Washington on February 20th, 2026. Within hours of a Supreme Court ruling that invalidated his sweeping tariffs, President Donald Trump signed a new global 10% tariff order, a move reverberating across world capitals, businesses, and markets. The US Supreme Court delivered a decisive 6-3 ruling declaring that President Trump's use of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or IEEPA, did not authorize him to impose tariffs. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote that the power to regulate importation under IEEPA does not include the power to tax imports. The ruling struck down many of the reciprocal tariffs Trump has imposed on nearly every trading partner. Trump responded angrily, calling the decision deeply disappointing and saying he was absolutely ashamed of the justices who ruled against him. He also claimed that the court had been swayed by foreign interests without providing any evidence. Just hours after the ruling, Trump announced he would impose a new global 10% tariff under Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974, a provision never before used for such sweeping duties. Section 122 allows tariffs up to 15% but only for 150 days, unless extended by Congress. Trump insisted this would restore leverage and keep US tariff pressure intact. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent emphasized that the administration would use multiple legal routes, including Section 232 and Section 301, to maintain tariff levels. Trump said that the new tariffs would take effect within 3 days. The decision sparked reactions across the world. In India, the Congress party hailed the Supreme Court verdict, saying it proved that America's system of checks and balances still works. Party leader Jairam Ramesh called the ruling amazing, especially given the court's ideological makeup. The European Union also responded, saying it was studying the ruling closely. EU trade spokesperson Olaf Gill said that the bloc remains in contact with Washington, stressing that businesses depend on stability and predictability in transatlantic trade. Indian exporters reacted with relief. The Global Trade Research Initiative said the US should now remove the 25% reciprocal tariffs on India, potentially lowering duties on over half of Indian exports. The Federation of Indian Export Organizations added that the ruling restores predictability for companies affected by abrupt tariff hikes. Trump confirmed that the India-US trade agreement announced earlier this month remains unchanged despite the Supreme Court setback. Under that deal, tariffs on Indian goods entering the US were reduced from 50% to around 18%. During the press conference, Trump praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi as a great gentleman, but also claimed India had ripped the US off before the new agreement. He added, "Nothing changes, they'll be paying tariffs and we will not." He also said India cut back on Russian oil purchases at his request, and repeated his earlier claim reported by PTI that he used tariff threats to end the 2025 conflict between India and Pakistan.
Tariffs have likewise been used to end 5 of the 8 wars that I settled. I settled 8 wars, whether you like it or not, including India, Pakistan, big ones, nuclear, could have been nuclear.
The ruling left unresolved a critical question whether an estimated $133 billion collected under the struck-down tariffs must be refunded. Trump said the matter could take 5 years to sort out in court. Meanwhile, the administration is preparing new Section 301 investigations and national security-based 232 actions to rebuild tariff pressure on selected countries. With new tariffs on the way and legal challenges mounting, US trade policy is once again at a turning point. The next few months will determine whether President Trump's tariff-driven strategy survives or faces further judicial roadblocks.